Welcome to another Kamikaze creation video. Today's project is the Skyline. Getting back onto that, I bought a few parts for it over the last couple of weeks, and again this is taking it further in the reliability path due to this car being what it is. Sitting for so long, it looks fantastic now, but it still has some of those old parts in it from when I picked it up, because I haven't done a lot to do with the engine. I have cleaned up the fluid system, put new radiator fluid in and flushed the radiator, things like that. Done the extractors as you would have seen, and the exhaust, made it breathe better and run better. But I just want to get into this cooling system, and the timing belt has concerned me for a while. Sitting, again, being a rubber item, they can go hard, get brittle and crack, and I don't want that breaking. So I bought the timing belt kit and the water pump when I purchased all the gearbox stuff, and I've been waiting on this radiator to come, and it turned up the other day. So let's get into it. This is the original radiator. It's a standard core in it, but plastic tanks. And it's nice that it's got this little drain tap there, which I'm just taking the radiator cap off and letting it drain out. So far, I've undone these top mounting positions, another one over there, taken the top radiator hose and the bottom radiator hose off, and there was one sneaky little clip around this air conditioning line that bolts in from the underneath that held the side of the radiator. And I've also, hard to see down in there, but I've got in and undone the, get around a bit further, I've also got in and undone the fan while everything was attached, and just sat that inside the shroud, and it's all ready to lift out. Here's the old guy all lifted out, and I'm hoping very much that that shroud will bolt onto this new radiator and it'll just all slip back in. Having that radiator out definitely gives good access down into all these belts. So now I need to start loosening things off to be able to remove all the belts. So eventually I can get in and move this timing cover off. I did forget one little thing, was the overflow bottle was attached. So just had to remove that, and it all lifted out nicely. So we'll get into it and start taking tension off these belts and removing them. Rightio, all of those belts are off now, and I'm just getting to the point of taking that bottom pulley off. I've taken the nut out and I have aligned the timing mark, so I'll just come down here so you can see the timing mark there on the plastic cover. Line those up, and if you come up and have a look, I've got that top timing mark just there on the pulley sitting up the top. So she's pretty much at top dead center, and there is another way to check it when you get that pulley off the oil pump gear. But now I've got to get that pulley off, which is going to be can be a challenge, but we'll see how we go. Looking pretty good at this stage. I'm also reasonably impressed with that belt. That was my one concern, how good that belt was. I didn't know when it had been changed, but it looks quite good. It's quite soft and supple and doesn't look to have too much wear in it. So really happy with the progress today on this upgrade. Everything came off quite well. The actual cover that goes around here is just a series of bolts that run up and around the side. The pulley came off quite well. You need to get that pulley off down the bottom, your main pulley, and that one has 3 belts on it: the power steering, the air conditioning, and the alternator. So the next stage is probably releasing that tensioner and taking the actual timing belt, and I'm still sitting good with that dot at top dead center, and there is a mark down on the oil pump gear here that lines up with another mark to prove if you're unsure or if anything has moved, but I don't think mine has. So once I get that timing belt off, the next job is remove the water pump, because I'm replacing the water pump as part of this upgrade. Anyway, that'll do for today, and I'll be back into it tomorrow. Rightio, so we're getting right down to it now. I got the tensioner off first. The tensioner sits on this bolt here, so it's just one nut and it taps off, and there's a spring in behind it. I'll show you that in a second, that locates, and the leg of the spring locates on this little pin down here further. I've also taken the water pump out, and I'm just in the process of cleaning up those faces. Make sure you do have a tub underneath the sucker, because she dumps a lot of water out of the block when you take that water pump off. So I'm just prepping it all up now to get the water pump back on, and then put the new tensioner on, and then I'll check all of the timing marks before I slip the new belt on. New water pump installed. So these are a 12mm socket around the main body of the pump, 14mm, and there's one little one here that's a 10mm, and you just got to make sure that that alternator bracket is mounted up before you put those couple of bolts in, because that's where the alternator bracket hangs from. So that's looking good. I used some Loctite gasket goo on the original gasket, both sides, cleaned up that face and nipped it all up. So I've done this twice now, put this belt on, because I wasn't quite sure the first time. And I've rotated the engine now, so the marks aren't lined up on the belt, but down on, let's see if I can get down, you can see that little notch in the housing, and there's also a little dot on one of the teeth of that gear. Oh, you can see it over you can see it over here. That's the alignment for the crank, and generally the keyway is up, and the dot on the cam gear is generally at the center of the motor. And then there's 2 lines on the belt, and you line them up. Now the biggest thing I found was this tensioning wheel here. Getting the spring on the back of that right and under tension before you put it on is a key factor, and you'll see just inside at the bottom of the nut there, you can see a hole. That's actually a 5mm hex hole where an Allen key can fit in, and it allows you to tension up the spring, get it on the right side of the pin at the back that I showed you earlier, and put load on that tensioner. And it also helps you pull that wheel back when you're putting the belt on. So they are 2 things that I found were quite good to make it go on a lot easier. And I'm pretty happy with that end result. The belt is definitely a lot better than the one that I took off there, even though it didn't show any real signs of wear. So now I'm just going to start putting it all back together. First thing is putting those covers on, and then putting the bottom pulley back on that holds all of the belts that run the accessories. Rightio, done most of the belts, tensioning, got the main covers on. I should have cleaned them, but I didn't. And I'm just setting up the radiator now to install it. So here's the old original radiator, and I have bought a Fenix radiator for it, full aluminium radiator. I think it's a little bit bigger in its width, but the beauty of it is that the shroud from the original radiator just bolts straight on. There's a couple of bolts here. They're in the original, they're all self-tappers. Around the sides there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that little clamp that I mentioned early in the video screws back on, but there's 2 up the top that are, I think 5 or 6 mil they are, to hold the top of the shroud on. It's 5 or 6 mil thread, so you end up with 2 of your original bolts left over. Okay people, we're back together. Everything's in there. That Fenix radiator is awesome. The shroud from the original radiator just went straight on. And she's all done. Pressurized, filled her up with fluid, and let that thermostat open and watch the fluid go through and refill just to get pressure there. And temperature gauge is looking good. So there were a couple of little things on the old water pump. You can see there's studs. On the new one I bought, it didn't have studs, it just had threaded holes. So it took me a little while to figure that change out. When I went and had a look at the old pump, I worked it out. So I've screwed some bolts in from the back and lock them up tight, and then put nuts on the front, and it all clears and looks good. The other thing is, you do have to, we'll go around here, you do have to fit that fan in the fan shroud before you slide the radiator in, because there's no way to get the fan down past the radiator in the front of the motor. So that's, I had to take the radiator out, stick the fan in there and drop it all back in, and then bolt the fan up. So job done. New radiator, new timing belt, new water pump, new timing belt tensioner. All done and dusted.